celebrity suspects on an all-new Perry Mason NBC Tuesday.
This is Channel 6 for the Heartland, WOWT, Omaha. Now, all the news you need in 10 minutes. This is the Channel 6 News, 10 at 10.
Not only are cars stolen in the Heartland, some are torched. Why? Death has visited this stretch of Heartland Highway 3 times this year. What's the problem? We'll investigate. You can buy a detector to keep you safe from carbon monoxide in your home. We'll help you make the right choice. And the big showdown is underway. Creighton makes a run at first place in the Valley. Good evening, I'm Pat Persaud.
And I'm John Knicely. This is the Channel 6 News 10 at 10. 10 non-stop minutes of news, no-wait weather, and lead-off sports. Happening tonight, it's become almost an epidemic. Thieves are stealing up to 15 cars a day in Omaha.
That not only keeps police busy, but firefighters too. Amy Adams tells us about the car theft game that is becoming more and more dangerous.
Flames shoot up into the night. A 3-alarm blaze brings out 14 trucks and 50 firefighters. When all is said and done, the fire that traveled through a Heartland warehouse last month destroyed $250,000 worth of property. It didn't take firefighters long to figure out what caused the blaze. A stolen vehicle had been left inside the building and torched. It's part of the car thieves' game, a game firefighters say they are sick of playing.
We have great concerns for the firefighters who make these fires.
In 1993, more than 100 cars were destroyed by fire and taken to the police impound lot. 21 of those were accidental.
81 were intentionally set. And of those 81, we've attributed at least 50 to stolen vehicles that have been taken out, driven around, and then burned when they were done driving them.
Wagner says this increase in torching stolen cars is part of the increased gang activity in the city. Specifically, he says it's an initiation rite.
It makes you sick. I mean, that's my car.
That sick feeling came over Chris Alberico when he walked out of work 3 weeks ago and discovered his car gone. He's been driving his parents' car since. He still hasn't gotten his own back. The idea that a young gang member may have stolen his car and destroyed it makes him furious.
I mean, that's my car. That's how I get to work. That's how I make my living. You know, here I am trying to be a decent human being, you know, minding my own business, and then my car is stolen.
Alberico doesn't expect to see his car again, but there's a good chance it will show up here. Amy Adams, Channel 6 News.
Now, there is no sure way to keep your vehicle safe, of course. The best advice is to always lock your car and park in a well-lit area. John?
Pat, around the Heartland tonight, a solution appears to have been found to end some major traffic jams in downtown Omaha. It's been caused by road construction. Traffic heading toward Council Bluffs on I-480 is forced off the interstate at 14th Street, where 480 is closed. The detour carries thousands of eastbound cars through the downtown area, which creates headaches, especially during the afternoon rush hour.
Detour.
Oh, it's a big mess. Ugh.
The biggest problems are at 10th and Douglas, where the light stays green for just 22 seconds. Police remedied the situation this afternoon after Channel 6 made inquiries about the traffic problems. 3 officers were stationed on Douglas, manually controlling the traffic signals to keep the traffic moving. Interstate 480 eastbound is closed while the entire deck of the bridge over the Heartland Park, or America Park, is replaced, and it will remain closed until next September when the project is completed. Voters will be going to the polls on a number of issues on Tuesday. Ralston voters will get to decide on a 3-part bond issue. The money would go toward improving schools like Ralston Middle School. School officials say the money is needed to make all 8 Ralston schools viable for the 90s.
This is the boys' locker room. I'm embarrassed to show you this, but I think it certainly points out the need at the middle school.
We need to do some things. Let's prioritize them. Let's get the important things done first. Let's get those done. Then we'll go on to the next step. Let's not throw it all in one big pile.
If approved, the bond issue would cost the owner of a $75,000 Ralston house an additional $180 a year in property taxes. The bond issue would also improve the high school's theater and build a multi-purpose field house there.
The pilot of a small plane died today in a crash near Grand Island. This happened about 2 in the afternoon, 6 miles east of Grand Island. The pilot is identified as 55-year-old William Reinrich of Hinton, Iowa. He had borrowed the single-engine Cherokee from a friend in Lamar's, Iowa. No word on the cause of the crash. A witness says it sounded like he was diving and pulling out. On the crime beat, a Heartland man accused of raping and impregnating a 10-year-old girl has pleaded guilty. Channel 6 News first broke this story a few months ago. The girl is now 11. Today, John Shepard entered the guilty plea to a charge of first-degree sexual assault of a child. He'll be sentenced in July.
Around America tonight, trouble for the powerful chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. A U.S. attorney has recommended that Congressman Dan Rostenkowski be indicted. This could be a blow to President Clinton because House Democratic rules require committee chairmen to step aside when indicted for a felony. Rostenkowski is a key supporter of the president's health care reform plan. An investigation into the Illinois Democrat began with allegations that he illegally received cash from the House Post Office. That investigation led to a probe of the way he spent his office and campaign funds. No comment was the response from President Clinton to charges that he sexually harassed a former Arkansas state employee. Paula Jones says in 1991, then Governor Clinton asked her to perform a sex act on him. Her suit asked for $700,000 and money would be given to charity. The president will only say he won't dignify the suit by discussing it. His attorney is talking. He called the lawsuit tabloid trash. A mugshot of John Wade Bobbitt is now gracing the files of the Las Vegas Police Department. Bobbitt, who gained notoriety for having his penis cut off by his estranged wife, was arrested in Vegas this morning. His fiancée, seen here earlier on a talk show, told police Bobbitt grabbed her arm and shoved her against a wall during an argument. She suffered some bruises. A spokesman for Bobbitt and his fiancée calls the whole thing a misunderstanding that got blown out of proportion.
Around the world tonight, the president-elect of South Africa is wasting no time in setting up a new government. Today, Nelson Mandela named 2 deputy presidents. Former President F.W. de Klerk on the left and longtime ANC activist Thabo Mbeki on the right. Mandela will be named president on Monday when the new National Assembly meets for the first time. He says he wants to make sure every political party can exercise power. It's all-out civil war in the Middle Eastern nation of Yemen. Tonight, military forces in the south launched an air attack with bombers and Scud missiles on the north. As many as 5 Scuds slammed into North Yemen capital today. No heavy damage reported. North and South Yemen merged 4 years ago, but their militaries have been reluctant to integrate, fueling tensions. They're calling it the greatest engineering project of the century. Today, the Channel opened, sort of. England's Queen Elizabeth II and French President Francois Mitterrand zipped through the underground tunnel that links their 2 countries. France and Britain haven't been linked since the Ice Age. It's still not known when the Channel will be ready to carry ordinary citizens, hopefully sometime this summer.
Topside in the weather department.
Jim Flowers? Yeah.
Jim?
What's up?
The rains have moved back in again, and the big question now for the weekend is, will they move out for Saturday and Sunday? Well, here is the weekend weather picture for the entire country. There should be a few showers in the far southwest. The rains will be heading off to the east of us this weekend, setting the stage for some very mild conditions with 70s again as we head toward Mother's Day. Coming up, the fishing forecast for you folks in Iowa. Before that, Dave is here to answer the question, did the Friday night fights continue in the NBA playoffs? Dave?
Well, there was tag team pushing and shoving tonight in the NBA, Jim. The Knicks with a chance to take their series with New Jersey, and they did just that. New Jersey got a taste of how rugged this one was going to be in the early going. They got their points, but they were tough. John Starks with a 3 here. New Jersey closed to within 3 points in the second half. But as I said, a rough and tumble night, and New York loves that kind of play. They came out on top 103-93, winning that series 3-1. Next up, doubles. Later on in sports, we'll have soccer highlights and baseball from Creighton and the Omaha Royals.
Tag team, eh, Dave? We'll see you later.
Well, and tonight's people, get ready for a big weekend in Denver, and I mean really big. Fans of the board game Monopoly will enjoy this one. 6 players are getting the chance to play the game on a much bigger scale. The board measures 25 feet by 25 feet with pieces built to scale. Now, the money is real, none of that fake paper stuff. We're talking 10,000 cash. The game will be played until a winner prevails.
That sure looks like fun, doesn't it?
I know, but knowing Monopoly, this could take hours, even days, before it comes to an end.
It's a bad weather game, isn't it? Well, winter may be over, but there's still concern about carbon monoxide poisoning. Coming up later, our Life Beat Consumer Report tells us about CM detectors.
But up next, increasing traffic has led to an increase in pressure and death on this Heartland Highway.
You're watching the Channel 6 News at 10 with John Knicely, Pat Persaud, weather with meteorologist Jim Flowers, and Dave Weber Sports. This is Channel 6 News at 10.
Here are last night's 6 lucky qualifiers in the Channel 6 News Watch to Win contest. Stay tuned. Tonight's zip code is coming up.
Kelly's Carpet in Omaha and Council Bluffs would like to inform the carpet buying public that Kelly's Carpet is in no way connected or affiliated with O'Brien's Furniture. Kelly's Carpet has led the way with great service and the best carpet prices in this area. The largest selection of 15-foot wide carpet available anywhere. We were here yesterday, we're here today, and we'll be here tomorrow. Why on earth would you buy carpet anyplace else?
Yep, I just dropped off Doug Dorfman downtown, and I'm driving back to the office without delay. Hey. Yep, delete that. I'm going to take a small detour.
Mom helps keep the whole family on schedule. Why not give her a hand? For Mother's Day, the Motorola DPC 550 is just $199. At less than 10 ounces, it'll lighten Mom's load in more ways than one.
Deb, can we discuss buying me a cellular phone?
Yep, it's a done deal.
First Cellular Omaha and Lincoln Telephone Cellular, taking the lead in personal communications.
Coming up later on The Tonight Show, if you think you've already seen Bobcat Goldthwait get nuts, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Now you have to sit in this.
Plus, Lauren Hutton, country superstar Clint Black, and a very serious consumer safety test. Yeah, NBC tonight.
As to the locals, that is, roads that are dangerous, and some even giving them the label death highways.
Highway 2 between Nebraska City and Lincoln has had that reputation for years. 370 south of the metro and Lincoln's old Cornhusker Highway. And now another road is being added by locals to that infamous list. In tonight's News Extra, Gary Johnson says increased traffic appears to be a contributing factor.
Officers out on the road say rural commuters feel pressure too.
Same time constraints and work stresses that affect everybody else affect these folks too.
The pressure is being felt on Highway 33 between Crete and the Lincoln Exchange. 13 unlucky miles getting the reputation of the death highway.
Passenger vehicle traffic has increased 50% and truck traffic has increased 30%. So it would stand to reason that the odds are probably more favorable for collisions to occur there.
Last year, 4 people died on the road speeding into Highway 33, and 3 people have been killed on the short stretch of 33 already this year. While the Roads Department doesn't have any plans to widen Highway 33, it is a nice, smooth road with wide shoulders.
I think the main thing is that people get, everybody, and not just people that drive this road, but everybody gets complacent and takes driving for granted. We do it every day so much. They never think that it's going to happen to them.
The Sheriff's Department will be conducting selected traffic enforcement along the busy road to keep drivers alert and hopefully safe. Gary Johnson, Channel 6 News, the State Bureau.
The reason the traffic flow has increased is because industries have been growing in Crete and Lincoln. In 8 years, the average traffic count has grown by more than 1,000 vehicles a day.
There will be some traffic this weekend, undoubtedly, with Mother's Day coming up. And it's a big one in here in the Heartland. The beautiful day, hopefully, will be there when all the moms wake up. Right?
On Sunday, yes. Up next, Jim Flowers with the Mother's Day weekend forecast.
Kick up my heels. You know, do something different. I was born to shop. Show me a little royalty. Show me a hot time. Wake up, wake up, wake up to Kansas City. Wake up to Kansas City.
You already have the keys to a great Casey getaway. Your car keys. For free information, call 1-800-847-5500 today.
Wake up. Value.
Let's see who gives you more for $199 a month, Ford Ranger or the all-new GMC Sonoma. Ranger, 98 horsepower. Sonoma, 118. Ranger, an okay-sized cab. Sonoma, a roomier cab. And air conditioning, it's included with Sonoma, not with Ranger. And the list goes on. The truth is, the 94 Sonoma gives you more truck for $199 a month. And yours is waiting at your value-added GMC truck dealers. Sid Dillon, Mike Gorgeous, Stan Olson, Rodent Auto Center.
More truck for your buck. It's 1994. It's the deal of the year at the Olive Garden. A monumental, mouth-watering meal for two for only $19.94. You get an appetizer, 2 delicious entrees, breadsticks, soup or salad, coffee or tea. It's the meal of the year, but only through May 15th. Hurry!
Dear car owners, if your car pulls, shimmies, or bounces, come to Midas, the suspension experts, for a thorough inspection and a guarantee on shocks and struts for as long as you own your car.
Channel 6 Weather is sponsored by your local Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
The Truck Authority would like to correct themselves. You see, for the last 17 years, they've been telling you that the Ford F-Series is the best-selling truck in America. Well, after some review, they stand corrected. It's the best-selling truck in the world. That's right, the world. And now, to celebrate, they're having the biggest sales event of the year, Ford Truck Month. Get the world's bestseller with a special $209 a month lease rate, or lease another bestseller, Ford Ranger, for just $199 a month, only during Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, the world's Truck Authority.
Channel 6 meteorologist Jim Flowers has earned the American Meteorological Society's seal of approval for television weathercasting.
Okay, who are you going to call when you want to know when this weather is going to stop raining?
The Royals just called up from the stadium. Wanting to know, they called Channel 6. When's the rain going to quit? About 15 minutes, between 15 and 20. I think
all right,
all
we'll
over
count
with.
on that.
Yeah, let's keep your fingers crossed. Let's take a satellite view of what's happening. You can see a band of enhanced clouds now over eastern Nebraska, extreme northwestern sections of Iowa. This is a little band of moisture that's been working its way across the state during the evening hours. In fact, it's actually grown over the past 2 hours. Then there's a little break in the brighter clouds, and there were some fairly heavy thunderstorms down south across Missouri into northeastern Oklahoma. We can pick up the activity pushing fairly rapidly across the state tonight. You can see this line is moving between 30 and about 40 miles an hour off to the east. There are some other showers in northeastern Nebraska, but they will likely pass off to our north around midnight. Channel 6 Storm Tracker radar does show the back edge of the rain moving into the western part of Douglas County. So about another 15 minutes, maybe 20, this rain will be over with. And here is that other band off to our north. And again, that is pushing off to the north and will likely affect Denison and Carroll. And there could be an isolated clap of thunder with some of these moderate showers, mainly now off to our east and south. Outdoors, we do have light rain and some patchy drizzle. Readings are in the upper 40s with a light east wind now at 6 miles an hour. The barometer's rising from 30 3/3 inches. The high today, rather chilly, 52 degrees. Our morning low was 48. Up until the rain began again, we had 7/100ths of an inch, but of course we are adding to that now. My guesstimate is probably between 1/10 and 1/1500ths has been added. If we check out the weekend weather maps, we are looking at some pretty decent weather for Saturday and Sunday. We'll start the day out with clouds, but don't get too bummed out. They'll burn off in the afternoon. The sun will come out. Temperatures will likely top out in the lower to middle 60s. And the outlook right now for Sunday, the high settles in right over us. This front will be to our west. We will be in a perfect position to warm up with readings probably heading for the mid-70s for Mother's Day. The forecast for the weekend, tonight the rain will be ending fairly quickly now. The overnight low about 43 degrees. For your Saturday, we'll start the day with clouds, but the sun will break out in the afternoon with a high of 65. And the outlook for Sunday, a nice day with temperatures around 74. The balance of the 5-day forecast does show a few more clouds on Monday. Another weak front will be pushing through. It looks like that will come through dry, briefly cooling us down, but we will warm up again as we head toward Wednesday. If you are heading fishing this weekend, especially in Iowa, head to Viking, Prairie Rose, or DeSoto Bend. The crappie are biting in the top 2, and the walleye are hitting at DeSoto Bend. Give them a shot. The weather should be great. But do it tomorrow. I wouldn't do that on Mom's Day. They kind of take offense when you're doing it on Mom's Day. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Very good idea.
And it will be sunny when the moms wake up on Sunday.
It'll be a perfect day.
Okay, on Sunday.
Right, Sunday.
Okay.
Thanks, Jim. Well, did you know Chicago now requires carbon monoxide detectors in many homes? The new law was prompted by a tragedy.
In tonight's Life Beat Consumer Report, Sue Beggerly examines carbon monoxide detectors, and we learned that even though winter is over, you might still need one.
Thanks, John. Consumer Report says you should have a carbon monoxide detector if you have an attached garage or any of the following: a fireplace, a fuel-burning hot air furnace or space heater, a wood stove, a gas-fired hot water heater, or a clothes dryer fueled by natural gas. All 10 members of the Orehel family were found dead in their Chicago home in 1991. They'd been poisoned by carbon monoxide leaking from a faulty furnace. Their lives could have been saved had there been a carbon monoxide detector in the home.
We tested 4 models. We pumped in various amounts of carbon monoxide and then timed how long it took the alarms to go off.
Testers liked the CM11 from Acurco. Now, this is a plug-in that sells for $78. The Co-Sensor 2, the other plug-in, sells for $60, and the battery-powered First Alert retails for $50. You'll find carbon monoxide detectors in the store, usually right next to the smoke detectors. John?
Thank you, Sue, and even though winter's over, it's good to have one.
That's right. Well, they're off and running in Exarban. Up next, Dave Weber with a look at a day at the races.
Plus, Omaha Royals in action, and first, some scores.
For 12 years, Tony and Teresa Torres have had their life insurance with American Family.
When the children were born, we knew we needed to add more life insurance.
The Torres family also has American Family auto and homeowners insurance.
We just feel secure with American Family.
Loyalty, the mark of satisfied customers.
American Family Insurance.
Look in the white or yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you.
When OPPD promised year-round energy savings with an add-on heat pump, some of your neighbors said, yes. Does an add-on heat pump cool you in summer, warm you in winter, and work with your present system on the coldest days?
Yes.
And do you really get a guaranteed lower winter electric rate from OPPD?
Yes.
What about the energy credit refund? Did you really get several $100s back from OPPD?
Yes.
Get year-round energy savings with an add-on heat pump. Call your OPPD energy advisor to learn how.
Get ready for warm weather fun with playground kits from Menards. Build your own activity center or swing set with quality kits and accessories from Swing and Slide. This sling seat is just $8.88. While the kids are playing, relax in style with Sunbeam lawn furniture. Choose from several styles. This West Wind set is only $169. The Crestview set is $349. Save every day at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Channel 6 Sports is sponsored by your local Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
This announcement will air for 1 month only, and it will alert you to the best time to get a new Ford truck. Ford Truck Month. During Truck Month, your Ford dealer will give you the biggest possible savings on the